Welcome to the FWOT Show on the Coil Entertainment Network, pointing out idiocy, one story at a time. I'm Rob Steele, that's Jesus Jones in the background, and, normally I do start off with idiocy, the one story at a time thing, but we're starting off this show a little bit differently because the Consumer Electronics Show ended this past week, and there were some nifty things that showed up. These are not idiots. These are smart people, mostly. One of the new things that came out is a 4K OLED display from LG that looks like a TV. Nice big TV, flat screen and everything, and when you're not using this one, you turn it off, and it rolls itself up into a tube. That's right, it just rolls up like a piece of paper or something. It's kind of cool and beautiful. Nice TV, similar to the Samsung TV that just broke a world record for largest TV on the market. Okay, technically it's not on the market yet. It will be on the market later this year. No pricing has been announced for this 146-inch television. I don't know that we need something that big, but, it's nice that they can make the technology, I suppose. There's also a company called Brain Robotics that has developed a hand. That's right, a hand. It's a prosthetic hand for people who, maybe have lost one. Maybe even never had one to begin with. But this one looks like a hand. It acts like a hand. It electronically reads signals sent by the nerves in the body, and that's how it makes the hand work. We're close to cybernetics. How cool is this? And then, there's something called the OV Smarterware, which is kind of like Tupperware, only it claims that it has a device embedded in this little Tupperware container that will connect itself to a watch. The watch has a timer, and it will let you know, provided you tell it what's in the container, how long that stuff in the container will continue to be fresh. And we're back to idiocy. It's called Tupperware. You look at it. If it's turned green, unless it's broccoli, it's gone bad. Throw it away. We've had this for a long time now. I'm not entirely sure that this was a gadget we needed. But speaking of idiocy, I am going to go into politics a little bit here because I think Donald Trump did something that is not completely horrid in this, past week or so. Now, the big story out of Donnie Trump has been the 3 porn stars that popped up claiming Trump wanted to sleep with them while Melania was pregnant. Now, like I said, he did something not entirely horrible. The non-horrid part of this is that he paid off the first one to leave this story alone. Don't bring it up again. Yes, he paid off a blackmailer is what it sounds like. $150,000. But Rob, how can this be a non-horrid story? He was trying to sleep with a prostitute. No, the non-horrid part of this is Trump actually paid someone. Yeah, you remember those little girls that danced at his big reception thing, the big fundraiser, the, hey, let's make money for Trump, and they sang the song about him, and he didn't pay them? Yeah, well, he'll pay off the prostitute he didn't sleep with. I mean, I'm not sure if that's a first, but... Sorry, usually I turn off my phone. Big alert, it's, there is not a missile headed for Hawaii. Right, okay, there's another story that happened this week. The missile thing. And, the guy in Hawaii that pushed the button that said, a missile is coming, and everyone said, no, Chicken Little, it is not reassigned with you, because that's what they did with him. But speaking of the missile thing, the missile would be coming from North Korea, allegedly, and there's some good news out of Korea. North and South Korea are unifying, at least for the Olympics next month. They will be flying under a unified Korean banner, which is basically a white flag with a blue outline of the country on it. Hey, I know it's the Olympics, but it's a start. That's a good thing, right? Although, there is a bad thing I'm going to throw in with this one, and it has to do with me correcting something about last week's show. No, there's not any particular order to the way these stories are coming out. They're just coming out. The error I made in last week's show was about the closing of the numerous Sam's Clubs around the country. I got it wrong. It wasn't a few of them. It was 68. 68 stores closed. No warning, no nothing. And since former Sam's Club's employees and about another 1,500 Walmart employees, because, they got fired too, there's every chance they'll end up on welfare, because that's what you do when you lose your job is, welfare will help you out. And speaking of welfare, we're back to Trump, who found out this week, because he didn't know. It's not just the shithole countries. No. He found out that not everyone on welfare is black. Statistically speaking, most of them are white. The president of the United States did not know this. How can you be the... Sorry, got another one. Okay, there is not a missile heading for California. Thanks. Thank you, button guy. Fine. You know what? Let's just move on. There was a Michigan man this past week who was arrested for shooting at a church just before their morning prayer. Now, I'm not all that big on religion anyway, but I've never shot a gun at a church. No, this was at the Zion Church, which is one of those futuristic-looking churches. He claims that he was shooting at it around 6 o'clock in the morning because he claims that the church is not a church. It is a spaceship for reptiles. I'm pretty sure a gun is not going to help with a church this size. You're going to need something bigger like a... Yeah, let me guess. Another There is not a missile heading for Kentucky. Yeah, kind of gathered that. Although, if you are going to shoot a missile at Kentucky, let me get you Mitch McConnell's address. I'm kidding. I'm not allowed to give that out. Although, I don't know if you noticed this, but within minutes of that warning that went out in Hawaii, Donald Trump was informed that not only was a warning sent out, but that it wasn't real. And what did he do? Did he make a big announcement? No. Did he tweet? No, the fucker didn't even tweet. He continued to play golf. Didn't bother to tell anyone. Oh, let them panic. I'm sure they'll figure it out eventually. So, if you think he's an absolute prick too, drop me an email. rob@thefwotshow.com, or you can visit the website, thefwotshow.com, where there's buttons for Facebook and Twitter and all that good stuff. There's even the FWOT shop where you can go pick up a FWOT hat or shirt or a coffee mug. I call them coffee mugs. You can put tea in it. You can put hot chocolate in it because it's a coffee mug. It handles everything. And while you're at it, click the buttons for iTunes or Blueberry or whatever and subscribe to the show because subscriptions are good for you. In the meantime, I'm going to leave you with this. I was thinking perhaps Donald Trump was doing something in his office. Not reading or doing his job, but just generally screwing around with some of the stuff you find in a desk. And when he figured out all the stuff in his desk, that was when he declared himself a staple genius. Is there anyone else who is really hoping that's what actually happened? Anyway, look out for new and truly bizarre stories on the next episode. Okay, there is not a missile headed for Washington, D.C. Yeah, although at this point, I'm not sure I'd mind if there was. Be safe, everybody. We'll see you next time.